It's been some time since I talked about the release date of the classified mode of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, known as the Battle Royale, also known as Warzone, as is known by all the other leaks in the Call of Duty community. However, in today's video, I'm going to be discussing some concrete evidence within the games themselves. In specific, the co-op mode in Call of Duty Modern Warfare has clues revealing what potentially could be the Modern Warfare Warzone release date. So if you guys are excited, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications, because what I'm going to show you today might blow your freaking minds. Also, if you guys want to discuss to me these files on Twitch, definitely talk to me at twitch.tv/TheMarkOfAHero. Without further ado, get some popcorn ready, and let's dig into some Spec Ops. Now, let's look at the roadmap for Season 2. What is missing here? If you guys haven't noticed already, in the past roadmap for Season 1, we actually had a Spec Ops section. But as you guys saw from the roadmap, there was no section for Spec Ops on the Season 2 roadmap. Now, I discussed this in my earlier video, like from 2 weeks ago, about the previous Warzone release date and as to why this is the case. And obviously it's because, you know, they were going to reveal Warzone. But what if I told you the fact that they're not bringing Spec Ops in means it would have confirmed Battle Royale into the game already. Now, let me explain this further by going into the actual Spec Ops mode itself. If you go into the actual Spec Ops mode, you guys will see this section called Intel. If you click on this section, you'll see that there's a bunch of unlockables that you can get in each of the missions. The way you get these unlockables is by going to each of the Spec Ops missions, each of the operations, I should say, and picking up some, quote-unquote intel. I think it looks like a laptop of some sort. But basically, you pick up this intel, and it becomes an unlockable in the game. I only have one called D-Day. But there's certain unlockables, there's certain intels that tell you a deeper story within the Modern Warfare universe. And there are a couple of pieces that all reveal a specific day, a day that is very near the day that Warzone should be releasing. And I want to show you guys that date and those pieces right now. Now here's where we get to the juicy stuff. Like you guys saw, I don't have any of the intel pieces, but the inspiration for this video came from this tweet right here. Jake Beedman on Twitter. He said, "It was right in front of us the entire time. The release date has been in the game since drop. The intel and Spec Ops are clues about Warzone and the drop date. Check all the date and timestamps. 3/3/20. Now, obviously, like I said before, I didn't have any of the intel pieces, so he posted pictures of all the intel pieces that he had that showed this exact release date. And if you look at the descriptions of some of these intel pieces, they kind of do tell some kind of story. And, I'm going to read them to you guys, and I'm going to make my own inferences as well. But also let me know in the comment section below if you guys think this is justifiable enough evidence for Warzone to be released on March 3rd, 2020. Let's begin with the first piece of intel that he posted on his tweet. So this first piece of intel focuses on two individuals, a husband and a wife, called Alina and Stefan. And I'm not going to read the whole text messages. You guys can kind of read it here. I've slowed it down so you guys can read it. But I'm going to give you guys a summary. Basically, Alina's just going kind of crazy the next day, saying that I hope you're safe, Stefan, and everything. And she says there's soldiers around. And they talk about like a baseball game, I believe. And where would a baseball game take place? At a stadium. And when you think about it, the stadium is part of the Spec Ops map. And as it's been leaked before, the Spec Ops maps and the Ground War maps are all linked together to make the Battle Royale map. So this goes in line with the Spec Ops stadium being part of the Battle Royale. Let's keep going on to Spec Ops Intel number 2. For this one, it's extremely crazy. It's another set of text messages between someone named Baba and I guess Mustafa. And they're talking about university and stuff, but you see that it's March 3rd and the attack happens. And he says, "Hey Baba, not sure you'll get into this. We've been attacked. They say it's the Al-Qatala. Excuse me if I didn't say that right. I know you'd want me to try to come home, Mom especially, but I can't stop thinking about Uncle Tarek. He could have left Urzikstan to be with us, but he stayed and followed Karam. He fought for something. Now with this, my whole life, I wanted something to fight for, and I think I finally found it. These people need my help. Don't know how long it's gonna take or if I'll make it, but don't be worried for me. Pray for the Verdansk. Now this is huge. They say it's the Alcatala, and this is extremely huge. This happened on March 3rd, 2020. And I think this is huge because before Season 2 dropped, Activision themselves put out a description of what Season 2 was about. And you guys can read the description right here. They put it on a blog post on their freaking website. It says, in Season 2, Alcatala agents have stolen a Soviet nuclear warhead and smuggled it into the city of Verdansk. Combined with previously obtained chemical gas, Alcatala is determined to cut off Verdansk from the rest of the world. On the brink of a global catastrophe, Captain Bryce brings in Ghost to track down the location of the warhead and lead key operators before it's too late. Now this is freaking huge because March 3rd, 2020 is the date that Ghost, in the trailer, which you saw in the beginning of Season 2, when you first opened up the game, or when you first opened up the game after downloading that big-ass update, that is Ghost on March 3rd, pretty much trying to save the city of Verdansk from this chemical gas and trying to, you know, get that warhead back. That's Battle Royale. This is the Battle Royale that they're thinking of. Or a big Spec Ops update. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's the Battle Royale. But you link everything together and it makes sense. The text messages are talking about an attack from the Alcatala on March 3rd, 2020. And remember that this game does take place in 2019 to 2020. So if they wanted to pull the craziest Easter egg of all time, they would release the Battle Royale on March 3rd, 2020 because of this intel. Let's keep going though, because we still got more intel to talk about. I hope you guys are freaking excited. Now here's our next piece of intel, and as you guys can see, it's pretty freaking wild. It legit is called Garna Pass, and as you guys can see in the bottom left, it's at the Arkloff Peak military facility. And what time does it happen? March 3rd, 2020 once again. And when you look at this picture, what do you think? What's the word that comes to your mind? What are the words? It's a freaking war zone. You know, just a lot of fire and destruction going on, and it's really, really freaking brutal looking. Let me know what you guys think about the intel so far. And you guys have been entertained so far. Make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications for more videos like this and entertaining videos all across my channel. However, we're not done yet. Let's keep going. Now, this one really isn't intel, but if you go to Piccadilly and you look across like the movie posters on the walls or whatever, there's this one. And it's called War Beast, and it's in cinemas March 3rd. Once again, talking about the March 3rd date. This is really weird because it's not part of Ground War or a Spec Ops mission, I believe. So, I mean, you can take this for what it is, but just the fact that it coincides with that March 3rd date and it's called War Beast, like, that's just really, really coincidental, isn't it? Or was it here on purpose? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Let's get on to our next piece, though. Here we have another piece of intel called Gora River. Now, for me personally, I really couldn't find much on Gora River, nor could I interpret much from this picture, other than it does happen on March 3rd, 2020. If you guys have any idea what this picture could mean, and the two dudes kind of like holding that dude hostage, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's keep going, though. This next one is kind of sad because it involves text messages between a son called Evgeny, I think that's how you say the name, and his mom. And basically, he's stuck in a building in, I'm guessing, Tovorsk District, because that's where I think everything would take place. But he calls the building XK, but he's stuck on the 4th floor, and he said there's a terrorist attack, and he's texting his mom last minute to tell her that he loves her and that he wishes things would be different with his dad. But as you guys can see at the end, the message was not delivered, and he wasn't able to tell them how he felt. And so probably he died in this freaking terrorist attack, which is probably the Alcatala. Because like I said before, this is probably taking place in Tovorsk District. If you guys know where XK could be, then let me know in the comment section below. But I'm pretty sure it's Tovorsk District, because that would make sense with the whole Ground War and Spec Ops crossover for the Battle Royale map. Let's keep going. So this one is between a boyfriend and his girlfriend, I'm guessing. I can't really tell, but they say baby in one of the messages. But as you guys can kind of see here, you guys can read the messages for yourself. They mentioned something about people seeing the port. You know, they see the port and they're talking about docks. So this is obviously taking place around Port of Verdansk, which is another Ground War map. And as you guys can see, once again, as with the previous intels, This all takes place on Tuesday, March 3rd, 2020. I'm just telling you guys, like, this whole Battle Royale thing seems very, very conclusive to happen on March 3rd, 2020, because it's talking about every ground war map getting affected by this terrorist attack, which makes a lot of sense. This next one is a poster intel, which is pretty intriguing. Can't really tell much from this one, except it's a missing person called Anton, and he went missing on Invasion Day, which is once again March 3rd, 2020. He was 27 years old, tall, dark hair, and they put some random quote in there and some random number. I don't know if you can recall this number and get some kind of answer or intel, but if somebody does that, do let me know in the comment section below. And we have another final missing poster for somebody called Vadim. As you guys can see, he was missing at Verdansk Stadium, which we have talked about as being maybe the baseball stadium for this world. Last seen wearing a Sparks jersey. No word, once again, since March 3rd, 2020. He was 16 years old, 175 centimeters, blonde hair, and they put you a random number. Once again, if you guys try recalling this random number, let me know what happens. But that effectively is every piece of Spec Ops intel that this man provided on Twitter. If anybody else has every single piece of Spec Ops intel in Spec Ops or co-op in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, please let me know. Please let me know if there's any other relevant information to the date March 3rd of 2020, because that would be freaking amazing. And now let me continue with my final thoughts on all of this intel and why possibly March 3rd might not be the day, but more than likely it might be. Man, this video has been quite the doozy, right? If you've made it this far into the video, I just want to say I freaking love you. And if you want to discuss with me everything that I just showed you guys, through voice or through text messaging, or I guess just messaging me, you could follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/TheMarkOfAHero, and you can talk to me about it when we go live. I usually stream every night around like 9 or 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I go until like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I've got a crackhead schedule. Or you can DM me on Twitter if you guys have any additional ideas. And as always, you can always comment in the comment section below. My Twitter is at TheMarkOfAHero as well. So, let me think about what I want to say. Well, we all know that Modern Warfare does take place in the current day, you know. The campaign for this game takes place, you know, in the beginning of October of 2019, much like how we received this game. So, in an essence, I mean, these dates were made a little bit before, you know, I guess Battle Royale was completed. I have no idea when it was completed or if it even is. So, once again, these dates seem very, very set in stone with a lot of the intel pieces that we've gotten, which is very, very weird, right? So, once again, you could put that as an argument as to why Battle Royale might not drop exactly on the 3rd. However, there's just been so many coincidental pieces. When you think about it, even the freaking clan tags. Do you guys remember when the 3-3 clan tag was, you know, the glitched clan tag for every regiment? You know, like a week ago in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Like, is that the way of the developers saying, you know, we're gonna screw with your minds and tell you that basically the date is March 3rd of 2020? Like, why did they put 3-3 as a bugged out, you know, clan tag? Why couldn't it be like 6-7 or 6-9 or 9-6 or 7-7? It's just so weird to me that the clan tag was 3-3. Like, I don't know if it's such a weird coincidence or they're just like really trying to meme us or something, but I mean, who knows, man? They might just be messing with my mind. So like I said, this might all be wrong, and we might see, you know, Warzone drop even earlier or probably later on, which is more likely the case. But if you found this video entertaining, if you found this video somewhat informative, then let me know. You know, Warzone is probably going to be dropped at some point in March, you know, from these freaking, you know, intel. And, you know, intel is information. And, you know, they have all the information here in the game. And we think about it, they had no Spec Ops missions to give us. Because if they were to include the intel in those Spec Ops missions, I think more than likely, those Spec Ops missions intels would have given us the confirmation of a for sure Battle Royale. Which is why I think they haven't given us Spec Ops missions for this season. They're just going to give us a Battle Royale and then give us Spec Ops missions afterwards, as to not completely leak the Battle Royale. So hopefully that all kind of makes sense. Like I said before, if you guys want to see more entertaining videos, I will be uploading Warzone or the Battle Royale whenever it drops. I'll also be streaming it on Twitch whenever it drops as well, at twitch.tv/TheMarkOfAHero. So make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video if you were entertained, and yeah, we'll see if the release date is March 3rd of 2020. What do you think the release date is gonna be? Do you agree with the March 3rd, 2020 rumors, or I guess confirmation at this point? Or do you have another date in mind? Also, it is a Tuesday, and update days for Call of Duty are on Tuesdays. So I'm just saying, man, like, it kind of, I don't know, it all kind of lines up in a very, very weird way. We'll see. We'll definitely freaking see. Anyways, this has been Bayanino or Quadigy, and I will see you all later. Bye! I love you all.